So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to convert your winter tokens from the Winter Convergence Festival event. How to convert them into money. What is the most efficient way to do that? What are some long-term investments you can do hoping to get more money out of your tokens as opposed to getting what you get right this second? And also just how do you convert them into money, okay? There's at least two different ways, and we'll be taking a look at it. Now, obviously, the first thing you need to know is you need to get winter tokens, which are from finding the lost presents all over the world during this event, and from the Gleamite chunks that fall out of the sky. Also from the presents, if you do open them, they give winter tokens and sometimes premium winter tokens. So those are the main ways to get winter tokens. Once you get them, you got to go to a winter village. There's one here, one in Brightwood, and one in Monarch's Bluffs. And that is where you can turn them in, and we're going to go look at that right now. So at a winter village, we have the Winter Wanderer. After your first quest with him, then you talk to him to open the shop. So here's the shop you might be familiar with. Now, there are two main ways to make money from your tokens. And I do want to point out first that this furniture, unfortunately, is bind on pickup. Otherwise, I would say you could hold on to some of this and try to sell it at a later date, but furniture is bind on pickup. So the first way is not the best way, but I do want you to be aware that it exists, which is you can go down here and for 50 winter tokens, because it uses 2 premium winter tokens, you got to convert them. You can buy the Festive Sled, which is a 520 gear score shield, and then you can salvage it to get orichalcum ingots. But if you're very unlucky, it's only one. It's honestly a pretty bad conversion. It's a lot of tokens in order to get one of those, because it uses 25 to get one, so it's 50 tokens. So here's premium winter token, uses 25 to make it. You need 2 in order to buy one of these. And on average, you maybe get 2.5 orichalcum ingots or something like that. So, it's like a 1-to-1. Each token's going to be worth less than 1 coin then. So, not the ideal way to do it. But there is a much, much, much better conversion to do. And before I even say this one, there's somebody that I want to give credit to on this. So, there's this guy in my Discord who has a YouTube named Offnex. I think that's how you say that. And he was the first person to tell me about this. He might have been the only person to tell me about this. And he made his own video. He was asking me for advice and stuff on how to make videos. And I just want to help this guy out just for the fun of it, okay? So if you guys want to help this guy out, I'm going to link in the description below, just below the first paragraph, this guy's YouTube. He made a video covering this part of how to make money from the winter event, just the food aspect of it. And I'd appreciate if you guys went and subscribed to him. If you never watch his videos again, I just think it would be a nice holiday present to this person. Now, I don't know this person very well. I don't know what their intentions are with YouTube, but I just think it'd be nice to do something nice for someone, since they're the one who made me realize this exists. Now, maybe I would have figured this out on my own, but it was still pretty convenient to have someone just be like, hey, look at this. And I was like, hey, you're right. Whoa, that's not bad. So definitely help them out if you feel like it. But the main takeaway is that these foods are OP for making money. And the reason for that is that they give single stat bonuses. So it says focus by 1, for example, but if you buy it and you go to your inventory and find it in this horrible mess I call my inventory, it scales to your level. So when you're level 60, it gives 33 focus. And if they ever increase the level cap, it may give more. It may give like 36 or something, right? And it's not as good as the best food in the game. The best food in the game gives 40. But it's still really, really good. It's hands down the best investment you can make with these winter tokens. In my previous video, I was talking about holding the presents to open lock boxes, and I'm still probably going to do that because I don't know if I open anything. I just want it to be that it generates money, because even if you're selling these, you are taking money from other players. I like the idea of adding new money into the economy more, but it may end up being more worth it to open your presents to buy these. It'd be kind of close, but it depends. It depends on if these become more valuable over time. Because right now, some of these Luck 40 foods that these are to circumvent, some of those Luck 40 foods are so expensive. We're talking 200 coins all the way to like 500 coins, depending on the server. In some cases, especially the Focus one, it's it's unaffordable, first off, but it's almost impossible to even find. There's one on the market, I think, or something like that, and we'll get to that in a second. We'll take a look at that. But real quick, my almost tier list for this in order is, my God, that guy makes most obnoxious noises. I've turned down if you guys can hear it very well, but my God, I hate those Yeti noises. Okay, so Focus is hands down the most insane one, because it uses the replacement, it's a replacement for the Focus one that gives 40, but the Focus 41 uses Lava Eel. And to the best of my knowledge, lava eel is a legendary fish that you can only find in Shattered Mountain, and there are only 2 hotspots that can even spawn in Shattered Mountain, to the best of my knowledge. So they're a pain in the ass to get. So because of that, this one has the highest potential to sell for a decent amount of money long term. Now, there are people who would say, well, if I'm going to spend money, I'm just going to go ahead and get the best one. But because focus food is so unbelievably expensive, people would be willing to skimp and be like, okay, I'll lose the 7 stats and just get the 33 one from the event and only pay 100 coins or 200 coins instead of paying 700. You know what I mean? So there's big market opportunity there on that one. The next best one is, let's see which one's which, Strength. Generally, from what I saw, Strength is the second most expensive usually, but it's kind of close with, it was Dexterity. Yeah, Dexterity was the other one. So Dexterity and Strength are both the runner-ups. It just depends on your server and where the fish prices are at for those ones, the ingredients for the main one. And then the next up was Intelligence. And then you can get some of the con just to diversify if you want, but on my server, the con ones were like 40 a piece or something like that. So Constitution's not going to necessarily be your best bet. So for me personally, I'm probably going to buy a good 100 of these. Well, I need 98. Get a full stack. At least 100 of those. I'll probably buy 50 of these to get me started. And another 50 of these. And then I don't know, I'll buy 25 of these to diversify. But I'm going to hold these. So the idea is to hold them till after the event when the supply starts running out. And then you'll be able to sell them for closer to the price of the other ones. But there's definitely a risk with that. And the risk with that is that people forget they exist. Because they're a special one-time only thing, people might forget they exist. Also, there's the risk of some insane thing of what if they just remove them after the event goes away, or what if they make them on, which I doubt because the monstrous turkey legs are still in the game. So, but you never know. You never know. Just want to make sure you're aware of the thought process. It's technically possible. It's unlikely, but possible. But mainly people might just forget they exist and therefore stop looking for them, which would make them harder to sell. But, you know, it depends. It depends. So let's go look at the trading post and see more about the prices of some of these things. All right, so when looking at the trading post, if you want to know about this more, it's this tab right here is the easiest way to do this. And then go to attribute bonus food. So the best one was focus food. And if you scroll down here, we have the black and manje with corn succotash. I think that was it. Yep. We got 2 available. 950 coins. And that's because it uses lava barb, which is, right now on my server, 1,700 coins, because it's absolute torture to get it, to the best of my knowledge. So go back to this, go to attribute bonus food, go to focus. But if you go all the way down to the bottom, it actually has it in here. Here's the item we just bought. And right now, there's actually none available. There actually were some available literally when I checked, like, right before recording those last portions of the video. So, I don't know. I'll list my... I don't remember... oh, God. What was that thing called just now? What did I just read that as? Mealy wrap. A mealy wrap. How cute. Okay. We're going down to... let's see. Where's M? Mealy wrap. So, I don't know. Like, as a demo, I don't know if it'll sell. I'm not even going to show the results on that. But, sure, 7 days. Let's list it for 300 coins. Now, I don't know if it'll sell or not. But the main thing is, if you want to get a pure focus buff food, your only alternative is to buy that ridiculously expensive manje food. So, you know, same kind of deal with the other ones. So now we're going to look at the other ones real fast. Try to get through this fast. So, the strength foods, it was roasted gnewfish. And they're 300 a piece. And that's because glowing gnewfish is like over about 400. And if people have all the cooking stuff, they can almost double what they get. And that's why it's cheaper than the base material. But still rough. And the strength one was this thing, the convergence cake. People are selling it real cheap. You know what? I'm just going to buy this. Just one, chat. Just one. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Probably a good idea, but will people forget these foods exist, or will that 7 difference in stats make that big of a deal to people? I don't know. I think it was fried whatever. Albinaja is the dex one, and you see it's 300 coins because it uses albinaja, which is 400 something coins. So we'll go back to that again. You get the point here. I don't really necessarily need to go through every single one. I'm showing you now. You know how to look through your own market and do this, but. You know, I guess I'm going to start just collecting these things if people list them this cheap. You know, people, someone's going to be like, darn it, why am I on your server? You already bought all the good ones. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that while I'm waiting for this video to upload, actually. But after that, I'll leave it to the rest of you guys. I'm not going to touch this myself anymore. I only like to get involved for the experiment purposes, and then I like to leave the market up to everyone else. I don't like screwing people like that where they don't have any opportunity at all. So after these ones I buy, I'm probably just going to leave this market alone so other people get a shot. Yeah, so that's it. You're probably going to want to play with those foods. That's probably the opportunity to go for if you are going to try to convert your tokens into money. If you you don't care about the other items to get for the event, or B, you're so good at the event you already got all the items that matter and now you're moving on to other items to buy, then that food is probably the way to go for the reasons that I stated. Now, these foods will probably be around after the event. I doubt they'll just delete them, but you never know. It's a video game. They could physically do anything they want in this game. They could delete all the houses that are behind me in the city in one patch if they wanted to for no reason. So, but it'll probably be there, I would assume. And what the main thing is, will people forget? Will they just forget it exists and not buy it purely out of not remembering it's even there? But it'll probably sell, I would imagine. I mean, especially during wars. During wars, people get creative, and they'll try to think of any advantage they can get. And if someone remembers that, they're going to be like, everyone, we need to buy these. They're cheaper. You can go ahead and get your stat foods, not pay 1,700 coins. But there you go. That's a tip. This video is posted on New Year's Day. So happy New Year's, everybody. Well, New Year's Day means the 31st, not the 1st. So I think the 1st is technically New Year's Day. So New Year's Eve. So happy New Year's Eve, everybody. And hopefully you have a happy holiday there with that. And remember, this event runs until January 11th. So you have until then to figure all this out, to figure out if you want to buy a bunch of these, what you want to buy, if you want to do any of this at all. So yeah, that's your best shot. So if you want to convert winter tokens into money before the end of the event, those are the ways to do it, and the food is probably the best possible way to do that.